morning, everyone. My question for you today was, do you struggle with fear? Our verse is Romans 8:15. For you did not receive the spirit of slavery to fall back into fear, but you have received the spirit of adoption as sons, by whom we cry, Abba, Father. So spirit of slavery to fall back into sin, into fear and into sin. If you're a Christian, you have been set free from fear. After all, what is there to be afraid of? You are adopted child of God and a co-heir with Christ. You can now call God Daddy and go to him directly with your fears and concerns. You will still feel fear at times, but you can kick him out of the driver's seat of your life. Now, our verse is just to remind you of your position and that you don't have to be living in fear. When you start feeling that fear, you can go back to that and remember that you are not a slave to that anymore. And our recipe today is another smoothie recipe, as we're doing for the month of February. And I am doing this in my Magic Bullet cup. And I'm going to go ahead and angle this down so you can actually kind of see what I'm doing. Novel concept. Okay, so I started out, I've got like a sprig of parsley in my cup. Obviously, you can do this in a blender. I just find this easier to make a small amount instead of, having way more than I actually end up needing. All right, so start out with some parsley. Second, I'm going to put, got a cup of greens in it. My greens are going everywhere. This is what I'm actually using is the Power Greens mix from Trader Joe's. It's got chard, kale, and spinach. It's got a combination of things. And then I want to put a quarter of an avocado in here. Ooh, nice. This avocado has a really small pit. And you end up with a smaller avocado. You never know. It's like, is it going to be mostly pit, or you can have a small one and actually get a whole bunch of inside? So today we've got a lot. So I'm just slicing up and making sure I'm getting all of it out of the inside of here. Stuff is too precious to waste. And I keep it in the rind and with the pit still in there, and then stick it in an airtight jar. And that usually kind of keeps it from browning too badly in between. Obviously, I put it in the fridge. Okay, so we've got our avocado in there, and then we're going to put some blueberries in here. Now, these are some blueberries that are already been unthawed. Shove this down in a little bit because I need a little more room here. I normally wouldn't use quite this many, but we had a freezer mishap where all of our blueberries got unthawed. So I'm having to use them up quickly. All right, and actually before I put the coconut milk in, I'm going to go ahead and put in a teaspoon to half a teaspoon of mint. It's a blueberry mint smoothie today, so you can use fresh peppermint also, but being the time of year it is, it's easier to just use dry. And you can use approximately 3/4 of a cup of coconut milk. I'll use a little less than that this time because I don't have it at the bottom of my container and I don't want to open another one. And so I'm going to top this off. I've got some blueberry liquid because it was frozen, but I'll top it off with some distilled water. And use about half a cup of distilled water in there. Okay, and you can add ice. Obviously, I don't have a lot of room for ice in this particular container, but and right now the temperature is not warm enough that I want to actually have ice in this. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, looking pretty blended up. Let me angle this back up here. I think we've got this blended up here enough. I have to keep going with it when you've got those greens in there and the parsley stems. I throw in the whole parsley sprig, not just the leaves. So rinse out my top thing here before it all gets stuck on. And as I said, normally I would probably use a little bit less blueberry just for the sugars because there is a fair amount of carbs in this. But I have blueberries that need to be used up, so I'm going to keep it. I used a whole cup this time. So turned out really good. And I hope you have a great day. I will be back next Tuesday with another smoothie recipe and, of course, another verse. So I will see you in a week, and I will be posting the recipe in the feed down below in just a bit. Have a great day.